Let's talk some weather. Boy, Matt, today was rainy and gray, and when I went home for dinner, there was a lot of water on the roadways. Are we going to see some sunshine tomorrow? We're
going to see a lot of sunshine over the next several days, starting tomorrow afternoon. It'll be raining in the morning, but things are going to finally begin to improve. It's been a couple of pretty dismal or dark days around here with the fog, the rain, and just the low clouds hanging over the city, which is what they're doing right now. This is from our Wells Fargo Skycam. 45 degrees and raining and an east wind here in town. We've got a bit of a southerly wind on the coast right now. Not super strong by winter standards especially, but out at Newport, you see the wind blowing around south at 14, 52 degrees down on the central coast. Now the rainfall up north, getting a good batch on the Washington coast. The showers just keep happening here in Portland, but this is the frontal band that's going to be moving in tomorrow to bring us the heaviest rain in the morning. But it's been a steady supply, and we're now up to 0.4 of an inch from this system, which is great. We'll take the rain we can get, right? 4,600ths of an inch at Astoria. So really, Portland close to what we saw over at the Oregon coast. Now, what does this do to our rainfall total? Well, that 0.4 of an inch gets our monthly total actually a little bit above that 4.59. That was up until 7 o'clock tonight. So we're basically right now, Laurel, at about 95% of our rainfall for the entire month of January. We'll have a little bit to go to get there. So we have an excellent chance to do that as we get into the end of next week. But tomorrow, showers in the morning, sunset at 5 o'clock. We'll talk about that a little bit more, but then it dries out and there's the sun coming our way in the afternoon with sunbreak. So let's talk about those sunsets right now. Tomorrow, as I just showed you, we have a 5 o'clock sunset, first one of the year, first one since November, and they will continue, of course. And in fact, beginning on March 3rd, our sunsets will be 6 p.m. or later, and then shortly after that, after 7 o'clock, as daylight saving time resumes, we don't go back to sunsets before 5 o'clock until the end of the year, November 6th to be exact. So the days are getting longer, both in terms of daylight hours, sunrise, of course, getting earlier too, but they're also going to begin to get brighter with the dry weather that's on the way. Our high today was 46, but 53 McMinnville, 54 Aurora, 52 Hillsborough. You may be wondering, why were we in the 40s and they were in the 50s? East winds. Not very strong east winds, not delivering super cold air, but enough cool air from the Columbia Basin to insulate northeast Portland, keep it a little bit cooler than the rest of the valley. Look at Salem at 55, and it was 60 down in Medford. All right, here's the weather system that's coming in right now. This cold front will cross on through, and once it does, the rain will begin to lighten up, and we'll get into some sun breaks. But the timing of this is right during the morning commute, about 7, 8 o'clock. That's when we see the heaviest rain move on through, so it's going to be messy for that morning drive. Then dries out by 10, 11 o'clock, and by afternoon you can see the sun breaks kicking on in, which is great. Now our modeling wants to give us another 4,500ths of an inch of rain on top of what we've already got. So if we do that, we'll get to our monthly average by tomorrow. We'll see if that happens. Dry weekend on the way, dry for much of next week. There's a system that comes along about Thursday that may bring us some rain, and after that it dries out again, but there are indications that as we go into February, early in February, we'll go back to a colder and stormier weather pattern here in the Northwest. So don't worry, winter's not over in spite of all the sunshine I just showed you. It is 45 right now. The freezing level, look at that, 9,400 feet, really high. Coast will begin to see sun breaks tomorrow afternoon for Portland, or even earlier in the day, but for Portland it'll be in the afternoon. So showers and sun breaks, and high about 54. And look at the 7-day forecast. Fogged and sun Friday. I think the weekend is mainly sunny. So are Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So nice long dry streak on the way, Laurel.
And I love to hear about the sunsets at 5 o'clock and after.
Yeah, that's a good hurdle to cross.
It's going to feel good. Thank you, Matt.